The story begins in a desolate, dilapidated house where a mother pit bull resided with her puppies. Adjacent to them, a mother cat and her kittens also lived. One day, city animal control officers arrived and took away the mother pit bull along with its larger offspring. Unfortunately, only one pit bull puppy remained at the scene. Subsequently, the mother cat approached the puppy and began to nurture it, feeding it milk as if it were her own kitten. One day, a girl and a boy named Lucas visited the abandoned house. Lucas, aware of the cat's presence, brought food for it. From a distance, they spotted the pit bull puppy. The puppy, sensing Lucas's kindness, felt an immediate affection towards him. It spontaneously ran towards Lucas. Lucas was captivated by the puppy and decided to take it home. His mother was delighted with this decision and named the puppy Bella. Bella grew up in Lucas's home. Every morning, as Lucas prepared to leave for work, Bella longed to accompany him. When Lucas left, Bella felt distressed, as she always wanted to be by his side. A year and a half passed. Bella had grown into a beautiful dog. One day, as Lucas's mother was walking Bella back home, they encountered the owner of the abandoned property. The owner intended to demolish the old house and construct a new building. However, Lucas had previously filed a complaint with the authorities, reporting the presence of animals in the house and the potential harm they could face if construction began. Animal welfare laws in America are quite stringent. The owner then began to speak ill of Lucas. Lucas's mother defended her son, stating that he had done the right thing. Later, Lucas received a letter at his home. The letter informed him that the property owner would be visiting soon and that keeping a dog in the house was prohibited. In this predicament, Lucas reluctantly took Bella to his workplace, a hospital, to keep her safe. He left Bella there for a few hours. However, as the hours passed and Lucas did not return, Bella grew anxious and started barking incessantly. She couldn't bear to be away from Lucas in the unfamiliar surroundings for long. It was at this moment that Lucas's colleagues spotted Bella. Found his fear quickly replaced by affection. The dog, whom he eventually named Bella, became a beloved fixture at the hospital, winning over the hearts of all the staff. Bella's daily visits to the hospital became a cherished routine. One day, while Lucas and his girlfriend were out for a walk, they stumbled upon a construction site where a group of cats were being threatened. Lucas, concerned for their safety, rushed to intervene, pleading with the foreman, "You can't do this. It will harm them." The foreman, however, dismissed his concerns, stating, "I have permits." Animal control checked, and there are no animals here. He then made a dismissive remark about people claiming ownership of public or private land, implying it was their right to build wherever they pleased. Lucas's girlfriend began recording the entire incident on her phone. Suddenly, a swarm of cats emerged from the site, surprising the foreman and proving his claims false. This led to a call placing a moratorium on the construction. The situation escalated into a confrontation between Lucas and the foreman. Later that night, the police, accompanied by animal control officers, arrived at the construction site. It was clear the foreman had sent them. The police officer confronted Lucas, threatening him with the law. "You have a pit bull," the officer stated, "and owning pit bulls is illegal in Denver, Colorado. They are dangerous breeds." Lucas was warned that if Bella was ever seen on the streets, she would be taken away. This news sent Lucas and his mother into a state of anxiety, restricting Bella to the house. One day, while Bella was inside, a squirrel appeared at the window. In her eagerness to chase it, Bella broke through the window and ran outside. Lucas, witnessing this, quickly followed to retrieve her. Just then, the animal control officer appeared and attempted to take Bella. Despite Lucas's earnest pleas, the officer refused to budge, his actions suggesting he was influenced by a bribe. Bella was forcibly taken away and confined. The narrative then shifts to an improbable event. Bella, while confined, is depicted as having miraculously demonstrated good behavior and politeness, earning her release. However, the story clarifies that this did not happen. Instead, Lucas was forced to pay a substantial amount of money to get Bella out. He was sternly warned that if Bella was ever found outside the house again, he would lose her permanently. Devastated and unwilling to risk losing Bella again, Lucas made a difficult decision. He contacted a relative living in another state where pit bull ownership was not prohibited. The story concludes with Lucas preparing to relocate Bella to this new state, seeking a safe haven for his beloved companion. The new kingdom was approximately 400 miles away. Bella was sent to this distant place. Although her owner cherished Bella dearly, Bella constantly missed Lucas and felt that this was not her home. She was unaware of just how far she had traveled. Meanwhile, Lucas couldn't bear to be without Bella. He made the decision to leave not only Denver, but also rent a cottage outside the kingdom. He then called Bella's current owner, announcing, "I'm coming to pick her up." Bella, too, had made up her mind to go to Lucas. The next day, shortly before Lucas was due to arrive, Bella slipped away from her temporary home, embarking on her own journey to meet him. It's important to note that Bella still had no real grasp of the distance she needed to cover. As Lucas arrived at the new location just after Bella's departure, Bella's own adventure of returning home had already begun. Her journey led her into a dense forest. Driven by hunger, she chased after a rabbit but couldn't catch it. She then behaved like a wild dog. Wandering, she eventually reached a town. There, she encountered many other dogs. Together, they would beg for food from humans. As night fell, the other dogs returned to their respective homes. But Bella had no desire to go to any of those houses. She knew she had to reach Lucas. So she set off again. The forest once again lay before her. There, Bella heard the sound of a gunshot. As she cautiously approached, she discovered that hunters had killed a large wild cat. Beside the fallen cat lay its cub. Bella softly called to the cub, and it followed her. At that moment, Bella remembered her own childhood. She too had been without a mother and had grown up alone. She took on the responsibility of caring for the wild cat cub, effectively becoming its mother. Bella nurtured the cub, and to satisfy their hunger, she would steal food, which they would share. 2 to 3 months passed in this manner. One day, a pack of wild dogs attacked. These ferocious dogs wouldn't even spare a lion. Seeing the wild dogs, the small wild cat, terrified, scrambled up a tree. However, Bella stood her ground, ready to fight the wild dogs. But it was impossible to defeat them. Just as the situation became dire, 3 people arrived and rescued Bella. Because Bella wore a collar with a tag, they realized she was a domesticated dog. The attackers had fled upon seeing the humans. The rescuers led Bella to their campsite. They were there for a camping trip. On Bella's collar, they found her name and her owner Lucas's name, along with a mobile number. When Lucas's mobile number was called after that, it went unanswered, indicating the phone was switched off. However, a voice message from Lucas was available stating, "I am busy at the moment. Please leave a voice message and I will call you back when I am free." Upon hearing this message, Bella, a dog, became ecstatic. Bella's guardians had planned to take her with them when they left and reunite her with Lucas. But at that very moment, the sound of a civet cat started, which frightened the hunters, and they quickly fled the scene. This civet cat considered Bella as its own mother and would often hunt and feed Bella. Thus, another 3 months passed. Bella had been missing for about 6 months. Then it began to snow. A man had come there with his dog to go ice skating. The pet dog, upon seeing Bella from a distance, started barking and running towards her. This caused the ice to shift, and snow began to avalanche from the mountain. The owner of the dog then got trapped under the ice. Bella rushed to the spot and started digging through the snow to save the dog's owner. The rescuers arrived and realized that the dog's digging indicated the presence of a person there. They rescued the man. He was unconscious and injured. The rescuers took Bella and the dog with them. Subsequently, Bella was adopted by a man who showered her with affection and kept her in his home. However, Bella constantly remembered Lucas and was determined to return to him. Almost a year had passed since Bella was separated from Lucas. One day, while Bella was being taken for a walk in the forest, she seized the opportunity to escape from her companions and began heading towards the city. When she was hungry, she would steal food from stores and manage to gather sustenance in various ways as she moved forward. One day, a beggar caught Bella and put a rope around her neck. The beggar used Bella for begging, keeping her seated beside him. In some foreign systems, people offer more money when they see animals or birds, and the beggar was earning more by having Bella with him. But Bella's mind was focused on reuniting with Lucas, and she was not happy being confined. She never harmed the beggar. For many days, Bella tried to cut the rope, but failed. One day, the beggar noticed the rope was getting worn out. So, he replaced the rope with a chain around Bella's neck and tied the other end of the chain to his own waist. This meant Bella was permanently tied to the beggar. The beggar's physical condition was also not good. After finishing his begging, he would sleep by the riverbank, where he lived. In the morning, it was found that the beggar had died, and Bella found herself trapped for 2 to 3 days, tethered to a deceased teacher's body. During this harrowing period, she was unable to eat or drink, nor could she move from her spot. An intense thirst plagued her, and though a river flowed nearby, the short distance remained an insurmountable barrier. She was on the brink of death. Fortunately, a boy on a bicycle stumbled upon the scene, discovering Bella in a near lifeless state. The man, of course, had already passed away. The boy freed Bella. Upon her release, Bella drank deeply from the river, finally understanding the preciousness of water. She then continued her journey forward. 2 years elapsed quickly. Bella had been away from Lucas for almost 2 years. Bella pressed on through the jungle. Day and night, she advanced along the same path. Suddenly, a pack of wild dogs attacked her. Just as the dogs were about to overpower and kill her, a giant wildcat appeared and killed the dogs, saving Bella. Bella realized the wildcat was incredibly familiar. It was the very kitten she had raised, now fully grown. This jungle crossing took Bella nearly 2 years, and she finally reached the jungle's edge. As Bella neared her familiar town, she asked the wildcat to accompany her so they could all live together. However, the wildcat declared this its home and wished to stay. Bella then promised to remain its dog mom forever. Bella bid farewell to the wildcat and continued her journey. It was an intensely emotional parting. Finally, Bella arrived in her old city, Denver. However, while crossing the road, she met with an accident, breaking her leg. Yet she remained undeterred and did not stop. Her eyes held only one dream: to reach Lucas's house and see him. Hobbling, she made her way to Lucas's home. Upon arrival, she found the house empty. Lucas no longer lived there. With the last vestiges of her strength, Bella collapsed to the ground. At that precise moment, Bella's adopted wildcat mother appeared. Seeing each other, both Bella and the wildcat mother were filled with joy. Meanwhile, the new residents of Lucas's former home called Animal Control, reporting a pit bull on their property and demanding immediate assistance. The same officer arrived again, and Bella recognized him. She then fled from there, heading straight for Lucas's hospital. At the hospital, she discovered Lucas was not there. However, Lucas's colleagues recognized Bella and were astonished to see her after 2.5 years. In the distance, Lucas was approaching. Lucas's gaze fell upon Bella, and Bella saw Lucas. In that moment, they both ran towards each other, finally reunited. This was a profoundly emotional scene, particularly resonating with those who understand the deep bond with dogs. Meanwhile, the animal control officers, led by a stern police officer, had arrived with their team. Their objective was to retrieve the pit bull, Bella, from within the hospital premises. However, as they moved to take Bella, Lucas and his entire staff stood in solidarity, vouching for her. At this juncture, a senior officer from Animal Control intervened, stating that according to Denver city regulations, keeping pit bulls was strictly prohibited. Lucas responded assertively, explaining that their hospital operated under federal jurisdiction, not under the state's purview, thus state regulations were not applicable. He declared that Bella would remain there. The antagonistic police officer then issued a veiled threat. "Fine, I'll be watching. If I ever find this pit bull outside the hospital, I will apprehend her." However, the senior officer proved to be more understanding. Recognizing the emotional weight of the situation, he addressed the problematic officer directly. "You are a deeply unpleasant individual, and there are numerous complaints against you. You will surrender your vehicle today and are hereby suspended from duty." Through these words, he conveyed the idea that compassion and empathy often transcend rigid rules and regulations. Bella was then taken to their home, located outside Denver city limits. With this relocation, they faced no further issues in keeping their pit bull. The film concluded with a touching scene depicting the wild cat, now a mother, telling her kittens about Bella, saying, "That city too has a motherly dog." On the other side, Bella is seen gazing out of the window towards the forest where her wild cat daughter resides. Both are living their separate lives contentedly, yet cherishing the memories of each other. And so, the story draws to a close.